Hospital postgame show with the voice of the Falcons, Todd Walker.
Thank you, Dino. Falcons prevail tonight 74-58 over the Eastern Michigan Eagles. And head coach Chris Jans is joining us here courtside to talk about his team's 12th win in 16 outings overall and 4th win in 5 Mid-American Conference games. Coach, this was a game that you led throughout and had a pretty good lead throughout the second half, but Eastern made a little run on you, got it within 9, and your team really responded. I think it was 3 straight scores and stops, and you reasserted control right there. That was a big sequence.
Yeah, I thought other than that sequence of events that from start to finish, we played the way, we had talked about playing. We stayed aggressive against the zone. We shared the ball. We didn't, just rely on the 3. We probed it, got it inside, and got to the free throw line. And then defensively, you and I have talked about this in the past, that, to stay motivated regardless of how we're doing offensively, to keep grinding and to keep getting stops. And unfortunately, the one time where we didn't was when we were struggling on offense and they cut it to a single-digit lead. But for the most part, we're pleased with the way we played.
Coach, we also talked about how Eastern Michigan really gets to the free throw line on average, I think 26 times a game coming in. You only send them to the line 19 times, and several of those were late in the game when things had already been decided. Talk about the way you were able to defend tonight without fouling.
Well, going into the game, those were a couple of things that we wrote on the board, was that we wanted to beat them in the rebounding game, which is easy to say, hard to do. They're a good rebounding team, but we end up winning +4. 15 offensive rebounds, I'll take that every night. And then we wanted to get to the line more than they did, and we did. We didn't shoot a great percentage from the line, unfortunately, 13 for 22, and it wasn't just one guy. It was a lot of 1 for 2s, 2 for 3s, things like that. But they only, like you said, got to the line 19 times, and that's a product of us staying aggressive against that zone and trying to beat it down the floor offensively before it can get set. So we were pleased that we accomplished both of those goals.
Falcons with a 74-58 win over Eastern Michigan tonight. Coach, we also talked about at Frickers on Monday, your point guards need to be a little more aggressive at times with shots. It seems like they have some opportunities. Teams may not be respecting their shot, and they paid the price tonight because Pep Joseph stepped up and hit a couple of big threes for you.
He did, and he's a very good shooter. His junior college coach told me the same thing when we recruited him, is that, hey, he can really shoot it, but I can't get him to let it fly. And I'm thinking, I'll be able to do that. And it's been a struggle for me too. And but we continue to harp on them and try to show them on video that they're not guarding you, they're not respecting you, they're sloughing off you, and it's slowing our offense down. And to be confident, step up and shoot it. And that was a really good sign for us to see him knock those down.
Also tonight, Coach, you get a typical performance from Rashawn Holmes at 13 points, 10 boards, 3 blocks. He also had 3 assists and 2 steals. And when your leading scorer only gets 5 shots, sometimes that will affect the rest of that player's game. But I thought tonight Rashawn went as hard after the loose balls and the rebounds as maybe he ever has. A tremendous effort tonight from Rashawn.
He was terrific, efficient, 30 minutes, 13 and 10, like you said, on 5 shots. And, they have big 5-men. They have kind of a 3-headed monster, and they're all very big and physical, and they anchor that defense. And, it's hard to score over them, and we wanted to try to attack them as best we could. And the other thing he did is at the halftime, those 3 5-men had 7 fouls. So he accumulated 7 fouls against those guys as well, which got us into the bonus.
Coach, final thoughts here in our Wood County Hospital postgame show. You get a season-high 17 points from Anthony Henderson. He had 3 threes, and he's another guy that really you think maybe could shoot more, because at times he can really get going, and he looked a little bit more aggressive tonight for you.
Again, he shoots it well every day, and, very rarely does he take a bad one. I love it when he rises up and shoots the ball, and we've got plenty of guys who've done that. You and I talked, we had a couple games in a row where we didn't shoot the ball very well from 3, but I wasn't that concerned about it because I see them every day and I know they can do it. And certainly going into the zone, you hope that they shoot a high percentage, and I was pretty pleased with the way we shot the ball from the perimeter this evening.
Falcons were 11 of 25 at the line. Coach, congratulations on your 12th win, and we'll now turn our attention to the Rockets.
Thanks.
That's BGSU head coach Chris Jans, our Wood County Hospital postgame show. Bowling Green, a 74-58 win over Eastern Michigan. Back with more. You're listening to Falcon Basketball from Learfield Sports.
At Meijer, we know saving money is important.